I know this is going to get a lot of hate and I might lose followers over it, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what has to be said. I've seen a lot of people recently on my For You page, especially Latinos, saying, why is the black community not speaking up about what's going on around immigration? Why are black people not supporting the Latino community? This, and that. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think that the Latino community deserves the support of the black community. And the reason why is because the black community didn't vote for this guy. The Latino community did. We, the Latino community, and I'm speaking about all of us, are the reason we are in this shithole that we are in. Because over 48% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't black people who put Donald Trump in the White House. It was Latinos who put him in the White House. So now that we're getting screwed over by this guy, I'm sorry, but we have to first take some personal accountability and look at our uncles and aunts and brothers and sisters and friends who are Latino and voted for this guy. And before we expect other communities to come and save us, we need to start educating our own community, because we are now seeing the consequences of our own actions. And yes, I would love to have the support, of other communities and be all united in this front. But I also understand the frustration black people have because, like I said, they saw what was coming. They didn't vote for this. Look at the numbers. I'm not making it up. It was Latinos who put this guy in the White House. It wasn't black people. It was us. And so before we expect other communities to come and save us and do all the work, we need to first recognize that we fucked up. Not me, because I didn't vote for him, but many of us did. That's the sad reality. But anyway, hurts? Yeah, but it's the truth. Let me know what you think. And as always, it had to be said, and it was said.
Imagine loving Trump more than your own family. This is the case with me, and I know I'm not the only one. I have MAGA family members, people that swear that what he's doing is the right thing for the United States. Disregarding law, disregarding the Constitution, they will defend their position that Donald Trump is an effective and a great leader. They don't call me. They don't ask how I'm doing. They know where I live and they know what I'm about, and yet they don't give me a single phone call. They don't text me, and everything that they have sent to me has been through social media. I've even had to block certain family members. And these are family members who've seen me grow. These are family members that were there when I was born. These were family members who my own family took in, who accepted them as part of our family. These are the same family members that'll turn around and say that what immigration and what ICE is doing is correct. These are the same family members that love the economy and what they're doing. These are the same family members that won't even send a text message to see if I'm okay, to know about how the protests are going. Shit, even things about the LA fires and things that are happening in California. They don't call, they don't hit me up, they don't do anything except criticize me and tell me that what I'm doing is not right and it's anti-American, threatening me, making sure that I feel unwanted and unloved in their circle of friends, in their circle of family. I know I'm not the only one, so share this to someone who needs to hear that they are not alone.
Latinos for Trump. The biggest joke in history. When will Latinas figured out that white proximity is not white when it comes to white supremacy? And you will not benefit the same the way white people do. You will not get those benefits the same at all. You won't even get close to it. They tricked you. Joke's on you. So I used to live in Fort Lauderdale, 954 Broward County, and I used to go visit Miami a lot when my aunt lived out there, and they were so fucking racist. I had so many Cuban friends, Puerto Rican friends, Guatemalan friends, Peruvian friends. I had a lot of different Hispanic friends, but when I see them Cubans, baby, the worst.
Hello fam, how are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for your love, your support. I do appreciate. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my content. I don't take it for granted. And if you're watching me for the first time, feel free to be part of our family by just subscribing, turn on notification, so anytime I upload a new video, you will always be notified. In today's video, guys, we have seen Latinos they regret their votes, feeling like, no, this is not what we wanted. I think we have been played, and they are really regretting they are regretting a lot. A lot of them are regretting their vote. I don't know what you think about that. I don't know what you think about Latinos. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section, and let's have a conversation. So let's watch this video till the end so that you can know what some of these people are going to say about the Latinos and how they voted and what they wanted and how it has turned out to be. So let's watch, then come back with more comments.
Let's talk about Latinos for Trump for a second, and I've been meaning to make this video for a while. As many of you may know, right now Latinos for Trump are currently in the FO phase of FAFO. From the spouses of Trump supporters being detained by ICE, to Latinos for Trump being pulled over by ICE, to Cubans and Venezuelans being banned from entering the US despite overwhelmingly supporting and voting for Donald Trump. If you have a Latino for Trump in your family, whether it's your mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, or uncle, stop talking to them. Just completely outcast them from your life. Let them go to that group of people that they're so desperately trying to assimilate to. Let them try to fit in. Because one thing about Latinos for Trump is that they put assimilation and subservience over their own dignity. And you don't want that rubbing off on you. Because remember guys, no matter how hard they try to assimilate, no matter how desperately they try to fit in, no matter how badly they want to be accepted, no matter how many MAGA hats they wear, no matter how many Trump rallies they go to, they will never be seen as the same. And I've always said they're going to find that out the hard way, and it looks like it's already happening. But anyways, if you have a Trump supporter in your family, let them go, let them fend for themselves, let them assimilate. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
This self-hating MAGA Mexican who thinks he's white.
I'm white. I'm not a Mexican. I don't claim to be a Mexican. White. I identify as white. I ain't a Mexican. I'm an American. I was born here.
Well, I did some digging, and the results are going to shock you. Well, not really, but check this out. Like most MAGAs, he regurgitates the same things that we always hear. That immigrants are criminals, that they need to get deported, that they're committing crimes, blah, blah, blah.
Horrendous crimes and charges. That's who y'all went up there and stood up for. Horrible crimes. They come here, they commit crimes, they hurt us, they unalive us, and they try to run back to Mexico, wherever freaking whole country they're from.
Well, for somebody who doesn't like crimes, you sure like committing them. You heard that right. Cristino is a convicted felon. Not only is Cristino breaking into homes, but he's also manufacturing and delivering controlled substances. You know what? It's all starting to make sense now. Cristino thinks he's white. Cristino wants to assimilate because he knows he's one strike away from being deported. It all makes sense now. So remember, felon, Cristino, when you point a finger at somebody.
I voted for this, Latinos for Trump. Let's talk about it. Fix it, Jesus! I remember before Trump got elected, my neighbors had gotten in a heated argument about the whole scenario when my Dominican neighbor said, I'm voting for Trump. And my other neighbor was like, what the fuck? And it became where people were divided, like seriously. But one thing about my Dominican neighbor, he made a valid point about a lot of things he said that I can understand today what's going on. He stated, he said, yo, a lot of them people is lazy as fuck that's coming here. They're not going to work. They're just going to be on welfare. They're just going to be chilling on welfare, drinking, and having a great time. They're never going to go in the books. They're going to be off the books working, and that money is not going to circulate back into the tax system. They'll spend money, but the taxes won't be paid. Like, it's not coming out their check. Like, it's coming out your check. And I was like, that is true. That is true. He said, think about it. You work. You get taxes taken out your check. Why is it that they get paid off the books? And I'm like, ooh, that was spicy. That was real spicy. He said, if you're trying to live the American dream, you got to live the American way. Woo! Fix it, Jesus. A Dominican man said that to me. It was so deep, he said that. And I said, noted. And fast forward to today. He's right. He is right. Hate to say it, but he's right. Fix it, Jesus.
I was just on a live earlier, a Latinos for Trump live. There were a couple of those yahoos in there. And I saw something that is nothing short of incredible. The levels of stupidity that these Latinos for Trump will reach. It's wild. The guy is defending Trump and he says that the list, if he's not on the list, blah, 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 all this bullshit. And I tell him, don't you think that a person of that character saying that he would date his own daughter if he wasn't his daughter will be capable of such horrific shit? Do you think what he said about Ivanka, that he would date her, is okay? And this motherfucker said, and I'm not joking, he really said this, what do you mean about the joke? And I asked him, do you think that shit is funny? You think that's a joke?
It's his personality. And I'm like, you're not answering my question. Do you think it's funny? It's him. That's who he is. It's his personality. These fucking people, bro, will justify anything at this point. They're just cult members. They'll justify whatever. And the fact that it was a Latino for Trump saying that shit, bro, these Latinos are in the sauce like heavily. And there's nothing we can do for them at this point. They are just supporting a pedophile. They don't give a shit anymore. They don't give a shit. It can be proven and they still will find a way. They don't care. And it is one of the saddest things I've ever fucking seen. Especially from my own people. Que tengan buen día.
So what do you think, guys? What do you think about Latinos just in general? Because we know we have some who are still there and we have some who never voted for this, but it's a very small percentage of them who never voted for it. Let's say maybe 1%. And a bigger percent of Latinos, they voted for this government, and it has turned out that it's most of them who are now suffering and most of them who are now regretting, because we know they were voting for something else, and maybe what they were voting for, it is not what they are getting, so their mind were just, is it like being brainwashed, or you really don't know? So people feel like a lot of them are the ones who caused all these problems that we are seeing in America, or the Medicaid, we have Medicare, all these stores being closed, farmers, a lot of Americans feel like this problem was brought by Latinos, because we know they're in big percentage, as migrants, and they contribute a lot. They contribute a lot to Americans and to the system, to the government. They really contribute a lot as immigrants. But for them, you see, they really separated themselves, even from the blacks. They usually say, we ain't black, so they take themselves, as you have heard from this other man who is saying he is a Mexican, but he's a white, he's an American. So they really never wanted to associate themselves with black or with anything that blacks will say. So they were saying, no, we are going for this, because I know some of them really knew that people who are going to be affected mostly are going to be black immigrants. But it has turned out that a lot of their community, they're the ones who have been affected, So you can see families being separated. People have lived there for years. They have families, they have grandchildren. And at this point, you have to be separated with your families because you don't have right papers. And, so a lot of them also chose Trump because they never wanted, we know that since Kamala was a black, I don't know if they could stand that. Yeah, so you can see it was just their interest. We can't put this lady as the president of America and she's black. No, we ain't do that. And see what's happening in Mexico. Their president is a lady, so they could just have impressed that. And I think that party was so much helping them than this other party, So it really feels sad. So it feels also sad to see some of them coming out, regretting their votes, saying that they should be forgiven, So such things. I really don't know, because Americans feel like, no, you're the ones who brought all these problems. Farmers not having workers, it's all because of you guys, what you chose, You even made songs. You have very big influence during those campaigns. You have very big influence, So I know maybe some are going to say that, oh, illegal migrants can't vote. But we have those Latino communities who have already settled there. They have their papers. They have all documents. And they feel like maybe we are going to help our people, and this other community is going to suffer just because of this and this, and it turned out not to be what they expected, it's so interesting. This story is so much interested, yeah. So I'll also love to know from you, to hear from you what you think about them, what you think about this video, and let's have a conversation. Yeah, let me know what you think. It's so interesting also to hear your comments. Yeah, those are just my comments. I'll also love to hear from you, and I will really appreciate, at least when we have a conversation and see, hey, this is what they did, this when they did this, we were not happy. Maybe we just have to forgive them and forget, or maybe we are not going to forgive them for this, because we are just suffering because of them. Sometimes it's so hard, maybe to forgive. It's really hard. So I'll love to hear from you what you think in the comment section. And also don't forget to share this video. Kindly do me a favor, share this video with your friends, with your family. Let's also know what they think about Latinos, and all this Latino community, and don't forget to give the video a like so that you can reach as many people as possible. Yeah, just as you got this information, let's also share with others and let them get to know what's happening, and also subscribe if you have not. So bye, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.